All right. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to Tomboy Official. On this podcast, we talk about gender and LGBT topics and sexuality. And I'm adding another episode to the My Queer Dreams series. I'm gonna jump into it. This is from last night, from the night of... Well, I guess it was technically this morning. I think I went to sleep around midnight, October 1st, 2022. I went to sleep around midnight, and I think I woke up during the night, I think, but I don't really remember too well. And yeah, I'm still foggy. I'm just kind of texting people, and I just wrote down the notes for this dream. So this episode is called My Queer Dreams, Betty's Birthday. So in this dream, it was my birthday. It's nowhere near my birthday, guys. My birthday was in August. But in this dream, it was my birthday or something that I was hosting, but I think it was my birthday. I was initially in an area where there were police reports being made against people for COVID-related reasons, and there was some form of tech where the police or security would come to your location to take the reports, either using the tech to call them, or there was something scanning somewhere. I can't remember. It was like a weird thing in my dream. And I'm not too clear about the process, but there were like those police like SUVs around, but they looked smaller, kind of like those well, not small, but like almost like those Hummer trucks, almost like that, but like police colors and smaller. And they had like some parts that like moved, not like Transformers, but like some parts that like when they were doing the reports, they would like move parts of their car for like whatever reasons. I guess there was like either storage or some kind of codes they could put in or something. I don't know. There was something with the cars where there weren't like normal like cop cars, and it wasn't really cops. They were like some other form of like law enforcement, kind of related to COVID. It was something that doesn't even exist. Like the closest thing I could say is like it was black and white cars, kind of like police cars, but like in my mind I knew that they were for this COVID process of some form. This is something that doesn't even exist in real life. I'm not too clear about what the process was. I don't remember being like in real life, naturally I'm not super comfortable with police and all that, but I don't remember feeling like worried or tense or anything like that. And yeah, there were cop cars around for accidents. It was confusing, and it wasn't clear why we were interacting with them. I don't know if we were in trouble or if it was just a routine like screening process or some routine thing, but there was no like fear or anxiety or worry. It was mostly just a process that like was happening, and it was mostly like something that visually I was like noticing like in the dream, but there wasn't like a lot of talking, and it was just kind of like we knew that they were there for like specific reasons. And there's a whole part that I forgot about the dream, that, you know, when there's this thing about a dream that's like lingering in your mind, but it's like you can't even like, you just can't pull it out. Kind of like when you have like that tip of the tongue experience. It's almost like a tip of the tongue experience, but like with the dream, it's like I just can't pull it out of my memory. So I guess there was another scene that had nothing to do with that, and Next, I just remember the part of the dream where we were at this, we were waiting at a block party. There was a type of a street fair, and I just remembered it was similar to a street fair in the neighborhood of Hillcrest in San Diego. I had a dream about that before, and so it was, and it's not a street fair that actually exists like as it was in this dream, but in the dream, there was this street fair and it was recurring, and I was celebrating my birthday at the time of this event, and I was a little bit nervous coordinating, but not like my natural kind of nervous, of like a little bit of like, okay, how's this gonna unfold, and I don't want to forget this, or like, how's it gonna be, like, usually I don't like coordinating stuff because I'd rather just be at the party and enjoy the party and not be like on my phone all the time giving people directions and answering my phone and telling people when and what and where and all this, and like responding to all the like everybody responding to me and stuff. I'd rather just be at the party. I don't like coordinating things at all, in all honesty, unless it's like with my crew when we do like concerts and stuff and we're just talking about the transportation, like if we're Ubering or carpooling or something. That's the only thing that I care to really coordinate. I don't like coordinating any other thing, in all honesty. There's just a few people I like coordinating with where it's like, who's buying the tickets? Here's my money, get me a ticket too. Okay, like, do we need a hotel or are we just driving, and you know, where are we gonna meet? Like, basically that's our that's usually how it goes. So we're waiting at this yeah, so basically, yeah, but that block party or street fair type thing, it had happened before in a different dream, and in this dream, this current dream, I was remembering that. I was like, oh, like this is it's that street fair again. So the people in the dream were a real life gay friend who I have that moved to Vegas, a real life lesbian couple that I know who are friends with someone who I went on some dates with in the recent past, a gay coworker friend, and a few friends who I grew up with in real life, who are family friends. They're a little older than me, and they used to watch me and my siblings, like, you know, because they're a little bit older, and when my parents had like school or work late, like when they were both out of the house, when I was probably around like 7th or 8th grade and they were like in high school, they used to, I guess, babysit, but we had a younger sister. They were mostly there for a younger sister, but just to be like kind of like a little older age people like in the house while my parents weren't there. They were technically babysitters, but like we were kind of like, my parents were like, it's late, and it's like, you know, we lived in LA, and they were like, we don't want you guys being at home by yourselves till like 10 o'clock at night or something, like once or twice a week, because they were like, I think my mom had some classes and she took them like once or twice a week at the college, and then my dad was working, and so he would work late, and then she would be out too, and so there were like a couple days of the week. So that's when I got to know those family friends closer, was during those like that like year or 2 years, I think it was like a year or so, where they would babysit us, technically babysitting even though we were like in junior high. But my sister was like really young. She was probably like 3 or 4 or something. She was pretty young. And so those people in real life, you know, we used to play basketball together, and mostly like we knew them through church, but like they would come over for those reasons, and then we would play basketball and sports and stuff. And in this dream, there were people taking just like separate cars. And at part I was trying to park, but the streets on University had weird intersections, and those intersections weren't grid patterns, And so there were multiple corners and oddly curved streets, and everyone else had parked their cars, and I was with one person when we were searching for parking. I don't know who that was that I was with. And then I guess we parked. I don't remember parking, but I remember being the last one to look for parking. And seeing the people I knew kind of walking towards where we were going. And the place we were going is called Baja Betty's in Hillcrest. Like, it's a gay bar, like a bar and grill type place with, like, I don't know, kind of like that Cali Mexican style, kind of Baja style Mexican food technically, and like just a bunch of other types of foods, kind of fusion food like that. And then and so since there was a street fair, it was hard to park and walk on the sidewalks, and we thought people would be at there's like this large table at Betty's where we thought they would be at, and they weren't there. And I just remember we were searching, walking through like the bars in different areas because they were decorated for this LGBT event. But again, this event isn't something that exists in real life. It wasn't Pride. It wasn't an actual street festival that they do host, but it's something that was a street fair that also doesn't exist, that happened in a previous stream a long time ago, I guess. And then there was a lot of other stuff that occurred that I can't remember, but yeah, I found this dream kind of interesting just because it did take place in Hillcrest, and it did take place with a lot of my actual friends that I know in real life who were queer friends of mine. None of them really interact with one another in real life, but in this dream, well, a couple of them do, but in this dream, they were like, we were all kind of close. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun dream. I was enjoying myself. It was just kind of that initial stress of like the parking and finding your crew and all that. Like, that's something that does come up like in real life pretty regularly, but I don't know. It was a fun dream, and it's kind of funny because like even though I can't really go to those areas like all the time too easily because I'm trying to save and not spend gas every single weekend driving to San Diego, it's kind of funny how much I've been dreaming about San Diego, even though it's not like real life. It's almost like I just had like a weekend experience, and I didn't even go out of town at all. My neck hurts. I slept weird, and I had a little bit of a cough last night, a little sinus thing, so I've been taking this little ginger shot that really helped, and took some extra vitamin C. But yeah, otherwise, that was the dream, and yeah, like, it's kind of interesting how often I'm dreaming about most of my gay lifestyle is in San Diego, so it's pretty interesting how often I'm dreaming about San Diego lately. That's kind of weird. I think I dream about it anyways, but I haven't had a whole lot of LA dreams, even though I've been like in LA, so yeah, but that's that, and thanks for listening.